The records are unpacked. Well, I still have a few boxes, and I'm not going to get everything out in this room. I have some classical box sets, when after the flood, and actually I got a bunch of free ones. They're not going to make it, and I have, of course, my ones without covers. Those aren't going to make it. So I decide where I'm going to put. But you can see we're really kind of moving along, and there's a lot of cubes in here. And I have this side here, and again, I'm going to do a room tour when I get everything kind of done. But I didn't want to put really many cases really over here. Tried to keep that opened up, give it a little more room. But move. Let's recap moving a record collection. First off, thank God I still didn't have 12,000 albums and CDs. That's frightful. I think of my friend Daryl Vickers up in Canada, and he has a substantial amount of records in California, and he's living in Canada. And the talk of getting those, moving them, and I just thought, oh my God. I mean, I just, here's the thing. Records are heavy. And I mean, and they're not, they pack up easy. There's boxes that are perfect for it. They pack up easy, but they are heavy. And as you try to move them around, it's a backbreaker, especially as you get older. It's exhausting. The other thing is, movers hate records. They hate both times. So when we're loading up a truck, we had a different crew. We're loading up a truck, and they go, you know what? Well, I think they started about 10 o'clock. We'll be done by 6. We'll be done by 6. Okay, great. And because we were going to drive 2 hours, well, we finished at 1 o'clock in the morning. Why? Records. They're just so heavy. There was a lot of boxes, and so generally you can wheel them. You can put a whole bunch together. Of course, they're upstairs, so they're having to go down all these steps, then up into there. So they wind up carrying. Finally, they just put them on some dollies, but every step, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. You're just going, oh, like, They even broke in my garage. There's one step as you go down. It broke the step. Records are heavy. These guys were struggling. So, I just go, oh, more records. So then, of course, the truck comes here. And, we're going to unload. And it's about 8 in the morning. Yeah, 8 in the morning. And I go, you know what? We should be done by 1 o'clock. Because they had 2 more routes, 2 more places to go. They finished at 6. Why? Records. Again, they're upstairs. There's a steep step. The stairs going up here is kind of steep. Cocoon, cocoon. They're carrying him once again. They're trying to carry him. Then finally, the lead guy just goes, nah. He puts 4 cases on, on a 2-wheeler. And there's kaboom, kaboom. Wow. And then, of course, trying to fit him into this room. Yeah. They hated him. It put them, both times, it put him way far behind. A lot of his records, these cabinets took a lot of time wrapping them and everything. Yeah, so that part, movers hate records. Boxing. Tried a variety of different things. And I think, you, the viewer. You guys really helped me out. Gave me ideas where to look. I wanted boxes the best I could, very similar. So I didn't have all kinds of different sizes than that. U-Haul, of course, they have these. And it's a small box, and records fit perfectly in these. Nice and tight. It was suggested. Again, my friend Daryl, up there in Canada, he said to put cardboard spacers, just drop that. Hey, Michael P. Dawson, look at that. Put that, on either end, just to give it a little more protection. I tried to do some of that. The problem with these boxes, and some of you warned me, there's handles. And the records are just so heavy, it just rips them up. It is not a heavy duty box. And so this would happen. And everyone says you have to get them from the bottom. Again, now, so we're talking, you've got tons of these boxes, and everyone you're bending down trying to get underneath it to lift it. And then, of course, you're thinking proper lifting and that. It absolutely sucks by not being able to do this. Anytime you tried to lift it by hands, it ripped up. Not the best. So, yeah. The one, to me, that really worked, by far the best, of course, those are really inexpensive. I bought some off Amazon. They didn't work. They really weren't the right size. But these are expensive, okay? These go almost $10 a box. But they work. They never ripped. They stayed strong. They did not squash on the top. This extra lid, it kept everything in great shape. Inside, it's a double, there's 2 layers here on the bottom. So it's extra strong. On the sides, each side, double layer of cardboard. So you can use those handles. With this, it stacks easy, piles up. The other thing with these is, now when we got here, I'm in a smaller place and we have too much stuff. Guess what? These are great for storage. And I have stuff stored. In closets with it, like t-shirts and stuff, because my closets are smaller. I don't have the big walk-in I used to have. There was like cars, just different odds and ends would fit perfectly in here. I was able to store it in the garage up high because these stack so perfectly. I love them. I saved every one of them because not a single one ripped, not a single one broke, not a single one of them smashed. Yes, they're expensive, but I know I'm planning to move again in 2 years when I buy a place. And these I saved, but I'm using them all over the place. And I did break them down. They break down really easy, very easy. And again, you put them together and you need no tape. It doesn't take any tape to hold them together. Wonderful. That's the movers. Movers besides the tape. So, yeah, that worked out well. Is there a thing, when I was packing in the house, I tried maybe 4 high. That's all I wanted to go off records. A moving truck, that doesn't matter. That's just BS, man. All the way up, or pack stuff on top of them, and you're just you're going, oh my god. I didn't have any breakage. Let's face it, I didn't look at every record, okay? But as I was taking them out, nothing felt broken. I touched every single album as I was putting them away. Everything seemed fine. Some boxes were a little more squashed. Guess which ones? These. Now, again, there's some heavier duty ones. They're going to cost you more. But the ones from U-Haul, which again fit perfect, they do squish a little bit. You can get about 80 records in there. You can get about 70 maybe in these. You can't get quite as much in these, but they do stack. Again, the way these lids go, it really made it very, very strong. And you could stack more up in there. So super satisfied with this. Yeah, it costs you, but sometimes you have to pay for quality. And it was easier. Our next move will be right in this area. We're not moving like 4 or 5 states away. So if it's a smaller move, those smaller ones are easier to if I'm doing some of this myself, just, hey, every night we move some stuff over, those are the kind of things that's going to make it easy. So, but otherwise, yeah, they pile. It's piled high. everything's on top. The other thing, let me tell you about these, is when you put a record in one of these boxes, it doesn't go all the way to the top. I was able to put, like, you could put spacers on top to help protect it. I just, I use like accessories, even t-shirts, stuff. These boxes, they go all the way to the top. You really can't put anything extra on top of your records if you want to help protect it. This gave them more room. So, as far as boxes, that's went. Unboxing, I tried to, again, right on the top of these. This is box sets, jazz. Here I had soul, artisy. I did this to help, so I understood where things could go and to keep myself organized. I could have went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My problem was I didn't want to start at A's, which would have been 1. Okay, I have things divided into different genres. I wanted to pack up the stuff that I was listening to the least first, so I didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why. If otherwise, it just would have been easier to me to start to do it numerically, but that's how you pick it up. But I did it by genre, so I could come in and set it up. Had all the boxes, thought I was completely done with everything. And then, I had all kinds of crap in the garage. Let me tell you, the movers were late, right? So they're starting to just dump stuff in the garage. Because they got 2 more stops and it's getting late. And so records, they hate records. But, so I'm cleaning the garage and I find a box. And I did see this come off. Oil. Yeah, I had a book box too. I had a snowblower and a lawnmower. Someone leaked oil on there. Well, look at that. It's clean. The oil did not get in there. There's just a little bit. There's just a little bit on it. This thing, because it's double cardboard, it protected it. My book box didn't do it as well. So that part was good. But the other part is, so I have this all done. Everything's filled up. And I find this box, M to N. M to N. It's full, man. And now I have M. M. Right there. I had to pull some box sets off so I could put up a whole nother thing. And I do it. And I'm going down. And I'm going into the, I figure, okay, this is the very last of the M's and into the N's. So then I got Nazareth, N-A. I have Atlanta Miles, M-Y. What? If it's M-N, why do I have this? What's going on? So you know what? I'll just open the box maybe. I just opened the box. Guess what? It's WU. Oh, well, shucks, golly. Yeah. So, I redid the M&Ns and went in and WUs. That was a whole lot easier to do if I just opened the frickin' box first, but MN or WU. What's the chance of that happening? I mean, what's the chance, huh? Oh, God. One box. It's those letters. Just, yeah. Open the box first. Oh, well. Okay. Oh, well. Yeah. So, so I had a couple bookshelves in my past one. I went down to one bookshelf. I ripped one up. I don't have any place for it anymore. So, but you could see this is a nice size room. So it's like, wait, I'm so small. Good room. I'll be able to get a second chair here even finally. So I'm excited about my record room. Big windows right there. Everyone, the neighbors now can watch me do this kind of graphic. Go, oh, that neighbor's, he's not quite right, is he? Why don't we keep the kids inside? Yeah. And the lighting, we gotta kind of work on it. It's well lit. It's just, you can see the shadows, so it's nighttime. Another great suggestion that I had, again, from you, was to put my most expensive albums in different boxes and bring them with me in my vehicle and not put them in the truck. And I did that. I took, it wasn't box sets, but I just took, my albums, it was like Zamrock, stuff like that. These albums that are worth a couple $100, it kind of went anywhere from $90 on up. And I was able to fill, again, 2 of these boxes full. And I put those in my vehicle, took my stereo system, put that in my vehicle, screw anything out. You know what? We don't need clothes. What's important, right? What's important now? So I did bring them with me, and that I felt better about that. Though, like I said, every record made it. I didn't have any problem. Yeah, we had some broken furniture. We had some busted dishes, stuff like that. But the records seemed to be, they were all here, and that's what counts. And so, but I thought that was a great suggestion, and would tell anybody, if you can, take your prize records. It doesn't have to be your own. It could be the ones you love the most. You get there and set yourself up right away and start playing until your move comes. So I thought that was a great suggestion. Again, thanks to you. So that's my experience with the move, my thoughts on the move. Moving records suck for the person and for the mover. It truly bogged them down big time. The right type of box is important. If you want the easiest type of move, spend the money. Save up. If you know it's going to come, buy some at a time. You don't have to. But I bought, I bought quite a few. I would say, probably about, I bet I invested $500 on those total. And I get that's a lot of money for a move, but I'm using them, and they have helped me immensely unpack my closet. Got a bunch of them in there in my clothing closet and down in the garage. So I'm satisfied and I'm happy with that decision. Although I did have most of the U-Haul boxes. And, there was a couple other I tried, but the U-Haul was by far the easiest to get, fits the best over anything else. It is a better size. You get too big a box, it's too heavy. Just freaking too heavy. Unless you got, like, guns, which I used to, but no, not anymore. My back can't even do it, so there you go. Kind of my thoughts about this. I do not look forward in 2 years to doing this again. I dread it. It just makes me nauseous thinking about it. But, again, I don't want to rent the rest of my life. I definitely want to have a house. We just got to get a little bit more down payment. Sold our house, got all the money for it. It went super smooth, did better than we expected, so that's nice. And so the more I can put in a couple of years, the better a house I can get. I think 20% down. So that's it. All right. No more moving. We're done. But for those of you that have watched us, thank you for coming on the journey. For those that are moving, I hope some of this helps. And, again, use it. Just what I learned from my move. Have yourself a great rest of the week. And drop on by later this week. I got another storm looking at, and of course Sunday. And please check out my podcast, Two Guys Talking About Records with Jim Gleason. You can find it on YouTube on Radio Wasteland, otherwise Spotify, iHeart, Apple, Facebook. It's all there. It's a good time. Thanks. Have yourself a wonderful time. Bye.